There has been a lot of controversy with Jon Jones, USADA and UFC 232 with the event being moved from Las Vegas to LA. So we thought we'd ask the doc himself, Dr. Julian Dalby from McGregor Fast, to give us some straight facts.
Chloro-dehydromethyltestosterone, or CDMT, is an old anabolic steroid that's taken orally. It was developed by the East Germans back in the 1960s. It's a rough and ready steroid, increases strength and muscle mass, increases red blood cell amount, and will also decrease your recovery time. Anabolic steroids are usually taken either intravenously or orally. The advantage to taking them intravenously is they go straight into the bloodstream. If you take the steroids orally, about 80% undergoes first pass metabolism, so most of it gets filtered out. You can take a smaller dose intravenously and get the same effects. Quite simply, a lot of people hate needles. The test usually involves either a urine sample or a blood sample. Usually a screening test is done first, and if it looks suspicious, then the sample is sent on for further testing. This is usually mass spectrometry. Now this test is quite expensive, costs about $500 per test. Novitzky, or the Golden Snitch, is the Vice President of Athlete Health and Performance for the UFC. Previously, he was an agent for the FDA and was involved in the Balco case and the downfall of Lance Armstrong, 7 times Tour de France winner. None of the anabolic steroid Turinabol was found in Jon Jones' urine, but what was found were some of the breakdown products of this steroid, or metabolites. So when Turinabol breaks down, there are about 50 different long-term metabolites that are detectable. Of these, the most reliable is probably M3, and this one is normally detectable 40 to 50 days after the steroid use. The test for these metabolites was developed by Russian Grigory Rodchenkov, who was made famous on the Netflix movie Icarus and is currently on the US Witness Protection Program. Now, there have been a lot of criticisms about this procedure, one of them being that there was no negative control used. A negative control is when you have a normal athlete that hasn't taken anything and you compare them to the athletes that had taken Turinabol. So we don't really know what a normal test result is. Another criticism is that the test was rushed to get it out. So no long-term follow-up was done, so nobody was really able to verify whether these results were meaningful or valid. So the bottom line here is, if a test isn't able to show a clean athlete against an athlete who's been using a banned substance, the test is useless. USADA need to reevaluate how this information is used, and for the time being, they need to ditch this test.